Aqua Teen Hunger Force, a show known for being ridiculous and over the top. Anything can and will happen. It will often leave you confused by the end of it, but that's one of its many charms. It's silly, graphic, and crude. 12-year-old me loved it, and I still love it to this day. For those who don't know, the characters are a group of food roommates. Frylock, the voice of reason. Master Shake, a selfish a-hole. And Meatwad, a good-hearted, naive simpleton. Alongside their lovable neighbor Carl. The Aqua Teens encounter all sorts of wacky characters during the course of the show. The Moonanites, two troublemakers from the moon.
Moonanites unite.
Willie Nelson. Well, he's not the Willie Nelson.
Al for me, Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Well, not the Willie Nelson, but...
And Drew Baca. Yeah. And many others. Too many to count in this little segment right here.
People like me because I force them to with violence.
May 31st, 2009. Aqua Teen Hunger Force aired its most bizarre episode to date. Last One, Forever and Ever. Last One, Forever and Ever stands out from all the other episodes because, for most of its runtime, it's a live-action special. And 14-year-old me was so hyped.
I'm so excited!
It starred H. John Benjamin of Bob's Burgers and Archer fame as Don Shake, the live-action version of Master Shake.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
T-Pain, the singer, as Frylock. For those that don't know, T-Pain was a big deal in the 2000s. A brownish red exercise ball as Meatwad. And for Carl, Adult Swim hosted a contest sponsored by Burger King to find the man for the job, and that man was David Long Jr. Now, the reason I say this is the most bizarre episode of the series is because it's bizarre how incredibly boring and unfunny the actual episode is. The intro is actually pretty funny, but it's the actual cartoon, so it doesn't really count. But here's what happens. The Aqua Teens discover that the water is contaminated with fire.
Oh no, the water's infected with fire!
We then cut to Frylock's T-Pain, who is reading the script that H. John Benjamin's Master Shake had wrote. It is his screenplay, and he's trying to sell it, and that is the story that we just saw unfold with the infected fire. T-Lock tells him that it's terrible and that he needs to start paying rent or he's going to kick him out. Don Shake proceeds to his room, where the Meatwad Ball starts talking to him and helps him write, but is actually just telling him to write an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, which is the one joke in the entire episode I actually find genuinely enjoyable.
The story's about a talking yellow sponge and he lives under the ocean.
Well, hasn't that one been done?
Shake goes to work and we see Carl being gross and he gives him tips on how to make the script better, but his version of better is just make it more erotic, in typical Carl fashion. Shake goes home and shows Meatball the new script and Meatwad hates it. So he tells Don Shake to kill Frypain. So Shake sneaks into Frypain's room and he's got a sword, but he just hands it to him and returns it to him, and that's it. He then reveals that he's found his ending to his script, and it cuts back to the cartoon and shows the Aqua Teens moving out of their house. The end. Now, if this was made today, I could totally see it being a jab at all of the live-action adaptations that are being farted out in the last couple of years, but this was 2009, so I don't really think that's the case. It just leaves me really confused. Like, this episode was written and directed by Dave Willis and Matt, I'm gonna screw this up, Meliaro, and they wrote every episode and directed every episode of the series, so I don't understand what they were going for. It's not the normal type of bizarre of a typical episode, but it's bizarre and it's in a completely different way. Mike Laza, former executive vice president in charge of Adult Swim programming block of Cartoon Network and its production arm, William Street, strongly considered not airing the episode on television, instead making it a DVD extra or posting it on YouTube, and I totally get why. That feels like a better place for this. So yeah, that was Last One Forever and Ever, the most bizarre episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful whatever the hell part of the day it is for you. Like and subscribe or whatever, and I don't really care at this point. Have a good one.
Truly, they were an Aqua Teen Hunger Force.